So is everybody up to speed? Yeah? Okay. So this section that we are doing is very important. It's the name of the section in the Sanskrit text is called Deva Puja. Yeah? This book does not have those sections, but we are doing the section on Deva Puja. I think it is there probably in the initial contents. I'm not sure. Anyways, so we are doing the section on Deva Puja. He spoke a little bit about worship and how it should not be, yeah, few pages ago. Now he is going to speak about how worship should be. Yeah, so we'll go into that. Before going ahead, does anybody have questions? All set? Okay. Who's going to start reading? Page 254.
I can.
Okay.
The Lord continued, in a manner of speaking, the Supreme Being, the Infinite Consciousness, is the founder of Brahma, the Creator. Vishnu, the Preserver, Shiva, the Redeemer, and others. That infinite consciousness alone is fit to be adored and worshipped. However, there is no use inviting it for the worship. No mantra are of any use in its worship, for it is immediate, closest one's own self, and hence does not need to be invited. It is the omnipresent self of all. The realization of this infinite consciousness, which is totally effortless, is alone the best form of worship.
Okay. So this we have discussed a number of times. Yeah. As a quick revision, why is he saying this? Because the layman could not understand consciousness, Brahman consciousness, or that supreme power or energy, especially because it is formless. How can I worship something that is formless? So for him, a form was used. Take any form you want. Yeah? So for the person who could not comprehend formlessness, the form came into existence. Then whichever form you like Radha, you like a Devi, you like Krishna, you like Rama, whichever form, it does not matter. The basic intention was this I. Somewhere this I bows down. Somewhere I drop my I, me, mine, and this tendency of grasping. Yeah? So worshipping helps you drop this I for some time. At least in front of something or someone. Yeah? That is why worship was, started as a ritual, that you do this as a ritual. Yeah? At least for those few minutes, you are not in I, me, mine. Yeah? Now the problem happened where people got stuck onto the form and forgot the symbolism behind that form. The symbolism was the Brahman consciousness, the supreme power that has given me, say, rain. Rain is nothing but water element. So I give back water element. It has given me fruit and flower. I give fruit and flower. It gave me lots of fragrances in the world. Yeah, so the worshipper came up with the incense stick. Some fragrance I offer to you. Yeah? The entire ritual had this symbolism that it is that Brahman consciousness which is formless. I am a simpleton, I cannot really understand formlessness, but I will see it in this little form. And I will chant this particular mantra, and mantra is nothing but the sound. Now only the yogis and like the meditators could hear the sound Om. A simple person who was lost in the materialism and the Maya could not really understand, oh, where is this Om? It's the sound of the universe, but I don't hear it. Yeah? So the yogis and pandits came up with different mantras. Yeah? So when you cannot hear it yourself, at least you chant the mantra and it will calm you down. Why? Because you will start resonating with the vibration of the universe, even though intellectually you cannot understand it. Yes? So the ritual was created of worship. Yeah? People held on to the ritual and dropped the symbolism behind it. Yes? That's where the problem arose. So that is why now Vasistha has to be so straightforward with you, that a mantra is not going to invite that consciousness. Yeah, which is true. It's not going to invite. You don't have to invite it. It's already there. Yeah. So now we read it. In a manner of speaking, the Supreme Being, the infinite consciousness, is the father of Brahma, the creator. Because some people used to worship Brahma, the creator. Now he's saying the father of Brahma is the Brahman consciousness. Vishnu, the preserver. Some people used to worship Vishnu. And Vishnu's father he is calling the Brahman consciousness. And Shiva, the redeemer. And others all. Krishna, Devis, whatever form you are worshipping. That infinite consciousness alone is fit to be adored and worshipped. However, there is no use inviting it for the worship. No mantra are of any use in its worship, for it is immediate. Immediate means it is very close to the self, to you. Hence, it does not need to be invited. It is the omnipresent self of all. The realization of this infinite consciousness, which is totally effortless, is alone the best form of worship. So what is the best form? The realization. What is the meaning of realization? Just intellectually understanding, okay, there is a Brahman consciousness which is all pervading and which is the supreme power of this universe. I understand it intellectually. Is that sufficient? No. I have to meditate. In my meditation, when I actually start experiencing the silence within, when I drop completely this notion of I am the body. There is no body, there is no mind, there is no bickering intellect, no logic going on. There's nothing coming up from the memory. There's absolute silence when I realize, oh, I am neither of these, not this, not body, not mind, not intellect, not ego. I am that silence within. Recognizing that is called self-realization. So recognition happens in meditation. Yes, the same recognition can happen through knowledge also. Because sometimes you are reading knowledge or just listening to knowledge, listening to Gurudev. You're in that sattvic space, where you've forgotten about the body. You're not thinking about anything. No memory, no ego, no I, me, mine is going on. Absolutely silent the mind is, and you're completely focusing on what Gurudev is saying. Completely, you're listening to that knowledge. You're so absorbed in that knowledge. Yes. In that moment, you can suddenly have that recognition. Aha. Yes. So, in Ashtavakra Gita, Janaka had the aha moment while Ashtavakra is speaking to him. He did not go into meditation. You see? So knowledge can create the same kind of conducive environment in this body-mind complex that can be created in meditation. Yeah. So self-realization happens either in knowledge or in meditation, or it can even happen, when you are singing bhajans, in satsang, provided, you are completely immersed and you have that recognition of oneness with that consciousness. But if you're sitting there just to sing and let everybody hear my voice, obviously it's not going to happen because a big I is there. Yeah? So there are different ways to get to self-realization, but the actual self-realization is the best form of worship, he says. Yeah. Go to the next paragraph.
This infinite consciousness can be compared to the ultimate subatomic particle, which yet hides within its heart the greatest of mountains. It encompasses the span of countless epochs, but does not let go of a moment of time. It is subtler than the tip of a single strand of hair, yet it pervades the entire universe. No one has seen its limits. It does nothing, yet it has fashioned the universe. Sustaining the entire universe, it does nothing at all. All substances are non-different from it, yet it is not a substance. Though it is non-substantial, it pervades all substances. The Supreme Being is formless, and yet the following 5 are its aspects: will, space, time, order or destiny, and the cosmic unmanifest nature. It has countless powers or energies or potencies. Chief among them are knowledge, dynamics, action, and non-action. All these are but pure consciousness. Because they are called the potencies of consciousness, they are apparently regarded as distinct from consciousness, though in fact they are not. The entire creation is like a stage on which all these potencies of consciousness dance to the tune of time. The foremost among these is known as order, the natural order of things and sequences. It is also known as action, desire, or will to do, time, and so on. It is this potency that ordains that each thing should have a certain characteristics, from the blade of grass to the creator Brahma. This natural order is free from excitement but not purified of its limitation. That natural order is what dances a dance drama known as the world appearance. It portrays various moods, compassion, anger, and so on. It produces and removes various seasons and epochs. It is accompanied by the celestial music and the roaring of the oceans. Its stage is illumined by the sun and the moon and the stars. Its actors and actresses are the living beings in all the worlds. Such is the dance of the natural order. The Lord, who is the infinite consciousness, is the silent but alert witness of this cosmic dance. He is not different from the dancer, the cosmic natural order, and the dance, the happenings.
Okay. So the rest is all a description of most of what we have already studied. Okay. This infinite consciousness can be compared to the ultimate subatomic particle, which yet hides within its heart the greatest of mountains. Yeah, so the consciousness is in that subatomic particle, yeah, that force in between the electrons, that which keeps electrons, protons and neutrons all together, yeah, as one atom. Yeah. That force itself is the consciousness, and that together can, so many atoms together can form a huge mountain. It encompasses the span of countless epochs, but does not let go of a moment of time. So beautiful. It is in every single moment of time. Yeah? And thus, you put all these moments together, it can be in an epoch. It is subtler than the tip of a single strand of hair, yet it pervades the entire universe. Yeah? It is very subtle, it is very minute. Now, don't imagine it as a substance. Our problem is we start imagining things. Yeah? It's like a field of energy, and that field of energy is in one little strand of hair, and it is in the entire universe also. Yeah? Imagine it like a huge field of energy. No one has seen its limits. It does nothing. Yet it has fashioned the universe. Sustaining the entire universe, it does nothing at all. All substances are non-different from it. Yet it is not a substance. Though it is non-substantial, it pervades all substances. Yeah? Basically, it is not matter. Yeah? It is not Prakriti, but it is in all the Prakriti. Yeah? You cannot imagine it as a substance. It is just like electricity is running through all these wires. Yeah? But still, you cannot pinpoint and say this is electricity. It's like a field of energy. The Supreme Being is formless, and yet the following 5 are its aspects. Will. This is very important. It has a will. How can you say that the consciousness has a will? Within that pool of consciousness, there is prana, which is vibrating, right? It has its own will when a certain prana comes up, a certain prana goes down. Yeah, it has its own will, how strong the Mahamaya becomes, that it propels one little jiva from coming up in that pool of consciousness and saying I, and becoming an individual consciousness. Yeah? So it has a will on how and when Mahamaya will operate and how it will operate. Space, you understand. Yeah? The space that is there in this entire universe, yeah, is the only witnessing element. The other 4 elements are the interactive elements. They interact with each other. Yeah? So if you want to say its field, the field of Brahman consciousness where it plays its game, that is space. Yeah? And who plays the games? The other 4 elements: earth, water, fire and air. Those are the players, and the field where they play is the space element. So space element itself becomes a part of the consciousness. Yeah? It's an aspect of the consciousness. Time, of course, you understand time. We have created human time, yes, but if you go outside Earth, time changes. Yeah, we saw it in Interstellar. Yeah, so time, the way we understand it, really there is no past, present and future. It is all one. That all oneness, that field of oneness of past, present and future is the time for Brahman consciousness. Yeah? That is the aspect they are speaking about here. Order. Here order, you have learnt it as niyati. Yeah? So a particular thing will lead to a particular effect. This is the order it will always follow. Yeah? Fire will always have heat. It will always go up. That is the order it will follow. Got it? So who lays this order? Niyati, yeah, which they've also called here destiny. And the cosmic unmanifest nature. Yeah. You have seen Prakriti, which is the form of that Brahman consciousness only. But this Prakriti runs because of the unmanifest force behind it. Yeah. So that cosmic unmanifest force behind every Prakriti is the nature of the consciousness. So you got the 5 aspects. Yeah. Will. Yeah. Second is space, time, niyati, which is order, and the unmanifest force. Clear? These 5 are the aspects of Brahman consciousness, he says. It has countless powers or energies or potencies. Chief among them are knowledge, dynamics, action and non-action. Yeah? So you understand jnana. Yeah? There is knowledge all around. Just like you understand that data or your information is all around. Yeah? It just depends on your device, whether it is strong enough, it can catch that particular information. There are radio waves all around. Like that only you can say there is knowledge waves all around. Jnana waves all around. Yeah? You have to just tune into that level to be able to download that jnana. Yeah? So, jnana is its potency or power. We are just naming a few here. Dynamics. Dynamics is again a power of something to manifest something. Yeah? For example, Brahman consciousness had the power to bring about Prakriti and bring about individual Purushas. Yeah? It's dynamic. Yeah? That's the way it operates. And it confuses all the Prakriti with Maya. That is its dynamic. Yeah? So like that, whatever you can think about Brahman consciousness at that highest level, what it can do, that is the dynamic of the consciousness. Action is karma, you understand that, and non-action is akarma. All these are but pure consciousness. Because they are called the potencies of consciousness, they are apparently regarded as distinct from consciousness, though in fact they are not. Yeah? We learn about niyati separately, we learn about karma separately, we learn about how to bring in akaram separately, but really these are just the powers of consciousness. They are not separate from it. This entire creation is like a stage on which all these potencies of consciousness dance to the tune of time. The foremost among these is known as order. Yeah? You know it as niyati, the natural order of things and sequences. Yeah? You understand natural order of things and sequences? This particular cause will lead to this particular effect. That effect in turn will become a cause and lead to another effect. And that will again become another cause and lead to another effect. One cause can lead to multiple effects. Those multiple effects can again turn around, become causes and lead to multiple effects. Are you seeing this? This entire dynamism of cause, effect, follow, sequence. Yeah? This whole structure is called niyati. This order is called niyati. Yeah? And it does not change for anyone or anything. It follows a particular sequence. That is why it is called a natural order or a natural sequence. It is also known as action or karma, as you know, desire or will to do, time, and so on. Yeah, we also say kala. Kal is karma. Yeah, time will, make you pay. So that is another way of saying that you will pay for your karmas. Now, what is the meaning of desire or will to do? This is also a potency of Maya to put into you desire. Yeah? From where does it come really? It comes from that consciousness itself. Yeah? So from that consciousness itself, a desire can come. Yeah? Now, you don't start thinking, oh, then how can I ever overcome desire? You will think like that only when you start thinking you are separate from the consciousness, right? When you yourself are the consciousness, and desire can be your power which can come up. It is a power which you can put down also. Got it? Potency means power. Yeah? So suppose I have a particular skill, yeah, and if that skill is good for me, it's doing good in my life, yeah, I can enhance that skill. But if I have a skill of stealing things under people's nose and they don't even come to know, yeah, it's a bad skill. It is a skill. Yeah, it is a power, it is a potency. Yeah, but that is something which I have to learn to drop, let go. So are you understanding? I just came up with a silly example, but just to give you an idea of what it means. Yeah, you are not separate from the Brahman consciousness. That is why you have the power to, drop desires, let go of desires. Clear? It is this potency that ordains that each thing should have a certain characteristic, from the blade of grass to the creator Brahma. This natural order is free from excitement, but not purified of its limitation. That natural order is what dances a dance drama known as the world appearance. Yeah? So I told you the Brahman consciousness itself has the aspect of Maya. Yeah? So it has that potency of Maya where it can create this entire dance drama. Yeah? So everything has its own characteristic because of the natural order or niyati. Yeah? From the blade of a grass to the creator Brahma. And this niyati is free from excitement. Yeah? Why is it saying that? It's free from excitement. Niyati does not have any graphs of going up and down. When it likes something, it leads to that particular effect, and if it dislikes something, it leads to another effect. That's not how niyati works. Niyati follows a sequence, yeah, a set order. So there is no excitement in this natural order. But it is not purified of its limitation means what? Bolo, bolo. What is its limitation?
That it can do only that.
Maya and all other potencies.
Maya. Maya is its biggest inherent limitation. Yeah? So niyati will always follow that order, but still it can get affected by Maya. Yeah? That natural order is what dances a dance drama known as the world appearance. Now, because of the Maya, the inherent potency of Maya coming up and fooling this order of niyati, what starts happening? It starts giving beings their desires, and then jivas come out of the pool of consciousness, and then the jiva wants to be this and wants to be that, and on this stage of the world a drama begins. Got it? So Maya is inherent in the Brahman consciousness. Clear? It portrays various moods, compassion, anger, and so on. It produces and removes various seasons and epochs. It is accompanied by the celestial music and the roaring of oceans. Its stage is illumined by the sun and the moon and the stars. Its actors and actresses are the living beings in all the worlds. Such is the dance of the natural order. The Lord, who is the infinite consciousness, is the silent but alert witness of this cosmic dance. He is not different from the dancer, which is Niyati, and the dance, all the living beings, all the happenings. Clear? This page is clear? We beautifully described dance. Yeah. So you understand the power of Maya. It is so strong that even it becomes Niyati's limitation. Yeah. That is why that first vibration happens in that pool of consciousness. That has always been the question, no? How does that first vibration happen? How does that jiva get fooled into that I? Yeah, it's the inherent nature of Maya. Yeah, that's where Niyati gets fooled, or it's limited, and out pops the first I from that pool of consciousness. Clear? Okay. Who wants to read page 255 now?
I can read. The Lord continued, "Such is the Lord who is fit to be worshipped constantly by the holy ones. It is He indeed who is worshipped by wise men in various ways and in various forms, such as Shiva, Vishnu, etc. Now listen to the ways in which He is to be worshipped. First of all, one should abandon the body idea, the notion that I am this body. Meditation alone is true worship. Hence, one should constantly worship the Lord of the three worlds by means of meditation. How should one contemplate Him? He is pure intelligence. He is as radiant as 100,000 suns risen together. He is the light that illumines all light. He is the inner light. The limitless space is His throat. The firmament is His feet. The directions are His arms. The worlds are the weapons He bears in His hands. And the entire universe is hidden in His heart. The gods are hairs on His body. The cosmic potencies are the energies in His body. Time is His gatekeeper, and He has thousands of heads, eyes, ears, and arms. He touches all. He tastes all. He hears all. He thinks through all, though He is beyond thinking. He does everything at all times. He bestows whatever one thinks of or desires. He dwells in all. He is the all. He alone is to be sought by all. Thus, one should contemplate Him. This Lord is to be worshipped by one's own consciousness, not by material substances, by waving of lamps, lighting incense, offering flowers, or even food or sandal paste. He is attained without the least effort. He is worshipped by self-realization alone. He is the supreme meditation. This is the supreme meditation. This is the supreme worship. The continuous and unbroken awareness of the indwelling presence, inner light or consciousness. While doing whatever one is doing, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, or talking, one should realize one's essential nature as pure consciousness. Thus one attain liberation.
Okay. Yeah. First two paragraphs is just a description of how you can think about the Brahman consciousness. Yeah. So, first of all, you have to abandon the body idea, the notion that I am this body. What does this notion do? Yeah, creates duality, a separation. I am this body, you are that body, you are that body. So it has created a duality, in my mind. I see it as a separation. This is the biggest problem for worship, he says. I cannot see the oneness of consciousness pervading in everyone and everything because of this simple notion in my head that I am this body. Are you seeing this? So, he's telling you exactly how to worship. He's saying here, recognize first step, I am not the body. I am that Brahman consciousness. And he goes on to describe it so beautifully. The moment you recognize I am not this body, that itself is meditation, he says. Meditation is true worship. Hence, one should constantly worship the Lord of the three worlds by means of meditation. Three worlds, you understand what he's saying? The higher, the good lokas, the talas, which are the negative worlds, and this human, mortal, physical world. In these three worlds, wherever you are, it doesn't matter, he says. He says meditation is the only worship. How should one contemplate him? He is pure intelligence. He is radiant as 1,000 suns risen together. He is light that illumines all the light. He is the inner light. The limitless space is his throat. You can start imagining how beautifully this has been described. The entire space of this entire universe is his throat. The firmament is his feet. Firmament is sky. The directions are his arms. North, south, east, west. The worlds are the weapons he bears in his hands. The entire universe is hidden in his heart. The gods are hairs on his body. The gods that we worship, the so-called devas, are just hairs on his body. The cosmic potencies are the energies in his bodies. All the powers that we spoke about, niyati, karma, akarma. Time is his gatekeeper. And he has thousands of heads, eyes, ears and arms. He touches all, tastes all, hears all, thinks through all, though he is beyond thinking. He does everything at all times. He bestows whatever one thinks of or desires. This is very important, You really get exactly what you desire. The only problem that you get into is you get into language. I want this and I don't want this. But your energy is still thinking about that other energy. If I want a marker, you can think about this as a gold marker. It doesn't matter whether I say I want it or I don't want it. In both cases, where is my focus? Where is my energy directed? Towards that gold marker. Whatever your gold marker is in your life, you think. So the focus is there. Niyati reads this energy attraction between object 1 and object 2, and it always gives you what you want. So even if I fear this, oh, this should not happen, this should not happen, where is my focus? On this. That's how that happens in my life. Got it? Whatever you give importance to, you attract in your life. Doesn't matter if your importance is of want or not want. Both is importance. Yeah? So that's why it gives you exactly what you desire. There is really no God sitting up there who decides, okay, this is what Sandesh will get, and this is what Sakul will get, and this is what Shalini will get. You have decided what you are supposed to get, and you get exactly that. Not an ounce more, not an ounce less. So homework number 1, look at your life. Yeah. Look at your life, whatever you have attracted in your life. People, the type of people, whether you like them or you don't like them. Yeah. The situations in life, job situation, boss situation, money situation, caught up in US, wanting to go back to India situation, or not wanting to go back to India and have to go back to India situation, whatever situation you are in. Think of all the possible things that are there in your life right now. All of them you have attracted into your life. You cannot blame other people in power. Yeah? You are the only person who is in power here. You have attracted it into your life. Yeah? So make a list and see really, okay, this thing I don't like, or this thing I am very passionate about. How have I attracted this? Yeah? Recognize what tendency is there in you. Maybe it is hatred towards something or someone which has really attracted that person. He's become your roommate now. Yeah? Or jealousy towards something or somebody else possessing some particular thing which is just not coming to you now. Yeah? There could be so many things, but you have to just go deeper and deeper and observe. What is this? How have I attracted this into my life? Clear? He dwells in all. He is the all. He alone is to be sought by all. Thus should one contemplate him. This Lord is to be worshipped by one's own consciousness, not by material substances. Highlight. Circle. Write in big capital letters. Yeah? How are you not supposed to worship? With material substances. And he's gone ahead to describe what he means by material substances. By waving of lamps, yeah, lighting incense, offering flowers, or even food, or sandal paste. Yeah? He's not going to be happy, or he's not going to give you what you want if you worship him like that. Right? It was okay if you were doing this in the past, but high time. Yeah? Really high time. Yeah? Again, you cannot force yourself again. If you still have that attraction to that little idol sitting on your mantelpiece, yeah? You don't have to throw it away. Yes? But recognize. Slowly, a maturity will dawn. Wait for it. But at least start recognizing that by doing that Diwali puja, Lakshmi Mata is not sending $1 million to me. Definitely not. Yeah, it is just fun. Yeah, some ritual, we'll have some fun. With some bahana, we'll have some mithai. Yeah, in the house, otherwise 5 mithais don't come at one time, no? At least like this, some 4-5 mithais will come. Yeah, a chance to put on some extra weight, yeah, which never happens throughout the year. So take it. Right? For fun, you do it. Recognize that there is just fun in it. People coming together, family members sitting together, playing some games, yeah, talking to each other. Yeah. Somewhere they are all sitting with their eyes closed. Somewhere for 10 minutes. Yeah. So understand that it is just like another healthier form of get together, yeah, rather than the other unhealthy so-called forms of get-togethers that you do with family. Yeah, but now really you should rise above this thing that, you know, I'll come and chadhao 21 laddus if you give me this. Hopefully none of you are there anymore. Yeah. He's attained without the least effort. He's worshipped by self-realization alone. Yeah. No effort is required. You meditate, that's sufficient. That is worship. Yeah. This is the supreme meditation. This is the supreme worship. The continuous and unbroken awareness of the indwelling presence, inner light or consciousness. This is the most important. Yeah? I can sit and meditate, close my eyes, okay, I'm meditating for 20 minutes, but I'm constantly thinking about what he said and she said. Is that meditation? That's not meditation. If I have not experienced that inner silence, that stillness of no mind, then I have not meditated. Yeah, you think you've been meditating or doing Sudarshan Kriya for so many years, so you have a lot of hours of meditation? You think so? Yeah, very soon we'll see, yeah, that we might have just a few minutes or only a few seconds of meditation till today. Why? Because real meditation means experiencing that absolute stillness within. No mind. Yeah? That happens after you drop bothering about the body and my back is paining or this is itching, that is itching. If you've done that 20 minutes, you have not meditated. If you're constantly thinking, you have not meditated. Yeah? Constantly you're thinking or remembering the past, you have not meditated. Or there is an I am meditating, even that little bit of I is there, you are not meditating. So when does true or pure meditation happen? When I go beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, beyond any memory of the past, and beyond the I am meditating feeling also. It's a feeling. You don't say to yourself in words, oh, I am meditating. Have you noticed? There's just this some kind of sensation inside. I am meditating. You sit with that feeling, that sensation. Oh, I am going to meditate 20 minutes. That I stays a very long time and it's very subtle, huh? You don't recognize it. It's very subtle, that I. Till that I falls down, you have not even stepped into meditation. The moment you have no memory of I, no I, that moment you have just stepped into the door of meditation. Yeah? Very few lucky people can actually experience that immediately. Otherwise, it takes lifetimes of practice of meditation to even achieve that state of no I. Yeah? So he calls it continuous and unbroken awareness of the indwelling presence. Understand this. That indwelling presence is that silence. When I drops, then only can I experience that indwelling presence, which is that silence. Till the time that sensation of I, that feeling of I, it's never in words. I repeat this, it is never in words that I am meditating. It is just a feeling. Yeah? Till the time that I is there, that memory of I is there, you have not entered into meditation. Now, take your mind back to probably an advanced course where you forgot even I. And there was nothing. You were totally blank. And suddenly the I came back and you realized, oh, I'm meditating or I am here. Yes? That one instance must have lasted for a few seconds or maybe a minute maximum. That is the only time you have really meditated. Got it? Yeah. And he says that pure meditation, that supreme meditation, that is the worship, that supreme worship of the consciousness. Yeah. And it has to be continuous and unbroken awareness. Yeah. For us it has been what? Few seconds, maybe a minute. Yeah. Forget continuous 1 hour hollow and empty has never happened. Yeah. Even if it has happened for 1 minute, it is like, wow man, 1 minute I experienced it. Yeah. So recognize, there's no need to beat yourself up. Just understand the pure depth of Vasistha. From where is he coming? Yeah. He also calls it inner light or consciousness. While doing whatever one is doing, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, or talking, one should realize one's essential nature as pure consciousness. Thus does one attain liberation. Homework number 2. Do you continuously have this awareness? Yeah. If yes, great, but if not, why? What is it? What am I so lost in that I cannot maintain a continuous awareness? Yeah? 2 parts to that question. Meditation is the offering. Meditation is the water offered to the deity to wash his hands and feet. Self-knowledge gained through meditation is the flower. Indeed, all these are directed towards meditation. So that silence, that stillness of that few seconds, or maybe if I'm lucky 1 minute that I experienced, that was like water that I am offering or washing the hands and feet of the Lord, the Brahman consciousness. Yeah? And the knowledge, the self-knowledge that I gained. For example, if you realize, oh, I am just vibrating prana. In that stillness, you recognize, oh, there is no body, no mind. There's just absolute silence. So who is the seer? Who is seeing this silence? Who is experiencing that silence? And when you look closely, you are just a vibration. So I understood this by me going into meditation, right? It is my knowledge. Yeah? Then it is called self-knowledge. Only when I experience it myself. It is my own Swabhava Jnana. And it is the flower that I now offer to Brahman consciousness. He's saying this is true meditation, or this is true worship. Clear? Homework number 3. Have you attained any Swabhava Jnana or any self-knowledge through your meditation until today? Through meditation, huh? Not because Vasistha says something or Ekta says something or some other teacher says something or Guruji says it. No. Have you experienced something? The self is not realized by any means other than meditation. If one is able to meditate even for 13 seconds, okay, 13 seconds. Even if one is ignorant, one attains the merit of giving away a cow in charity. Yeah. Now this is a comparison of those days. Yeah. Maybe for you today it will be giving $10,000 as charity. The merit that you would get from giving that much money, that much merit you get only in 13 seconds of meditation. Now do you understand what he means by supreme meditation? That absolute silence, which happens only for a second or two sometimes, or not even that. Yeah. Next he says, if one does so for 101 seconds, the merit is that of performing a sacred rite. Yeah, all the sacred havans and yajnas that people perform. Yeah. So the merit that comes from that, it's equivalent to 101 seconds of meditation. Yeah. 101 seconds is 1 minute 41 seconds. Can you see that? 1 minute 41 seconds. Have you achieved that inner silence? Continuous, unbroken. If the duration is 12 minutes, okay, some of you are high up there. Yeah? If the duration is 12 minutes, the merit is 1,000-fold. Just in 12 minutes. Yes. So something is really lacking, boss. Something is really lacking in our meditation. Yeah. Figure it out. Am I doing this mechanically? Am I just doing it because, oh, I've never missed a Kriya ever? Or am I doing it just because I want to get away from family and friends and I just want to sit 20 minutes me time? So it doesn't matter. 20 minutes I'll close my eyes and think. Then I'm not really meditating. Something is wrong. If 12 minutes of real meditation, supreme meditation, can give 1,000-fold merits, then why haven't I gotten there? Homework number 3. What is lacking in my meditation? It could be so many things. Effort, sincerity, commitment, yeah? Or indulging in too many desires, always giving into Maya, not really sincere about the path. So many things can be there. Yeah? So you find out your own reason. If the duration is of a day, one dwells in the highest realm. Yeah, just one day, 24 hours. If you can attain absolute, unbroken, continuous awareness, yeah, you would be in the higher realms. Yeah, where Siddhas are. We are not even talking about Devas here. Even higher than the Devas. This is the supreme yoga. Where have you heard this word before? That's the name of the book. Finally. Yeah? This is the supreme yoga. Yeah? Where you attain that absolute stillness. Absolute stillness. This is the supreme kriya. One who practices this mode of worship is worshipped by the gods and the demons and all other beings. However, this is only external worship. Yeah? So we haven't even managed to reach here. Yeah? There is another level of worship. Oh my God. Yeah? So before we go to the internal worship, which we'll do next week, this entire week, very sincere effort at meditation we are going to do. Every day, come what may. Yeah? Leave aside all work, all family, whatever job, career. No need to even think about it. I'm going to really make an effort to just be. Absolutely still meditation. I'm not going to move. Sit in the most comfortable position you want, that's fine. Just your spine should be erect. Yeah? And just be. I will not even move a finger. Not even bat an eyelid. Just sit absolutely still and observe life as it is. Observe the present moment as it is. Nothing else you have to do. Just observe. Observe the breath. Observe the movement of your own stomach. Observe your own body. Observe how thoughts come and how if you don't indulge in them, how they go away. Just observe, 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 observe and just be. That's it. Just be 100% with the present moment. And see, can you attain even 1 second of that stillness? And if you do, then write it down. Today 1 second or maybe half a second. Again next day, write it down. Oh, not even a single second. Now, whatever it is. Clear? Yeah. Just make notes. For 7 days, 7 meditations. You want to do twice a day, fantastic, great, you have the time. Yeah, but if it's not possible twice a day, just once. Just be. Nothing you have to do, just be. But absolutely still is mandatory. Yeah, not moving at all. Because the moment I move my hand, yeah, even this much if I move, mind starts. Mind and body are related. Then that stillness does not happen. Yeah? No movement at all. Just observe everything as it is. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is he putting a grading system on meditation? Is it to make the understanding that the importance of the true meditation?
Can you start again? I think.
Sorry. I said, why is he putting like a grading system to the meditation, the supreme meditation? Is it just for the understanding? Because that itself creates a seeking thing, because you're putting a grading, right? So I'm just trying to figure out, is this for understanding or some other reasons?
It is for understanding. So you come to that realization that, oh, really what he is talking about, I have not experienced in so many years of meditation. Or if I've experienced, it's just that 1 little second or 2 seconds somewhere, yeah, where I completely lost awareness of myself, where even I was not there. Oh, that has happened such few times. So he is talking about that supreme level of meditation only. Yeah. Why? Because there are other levels, no? Where Patanjali has described, you guys remember, no? Savichara, yeah, with thoughts, Savitarka, with logic. Remember? Yeah. So we have different levels of meditations or samadhis. He's talking about the supreme one. Worship will happen only if you reach the supreme level. He's saying the lower forms will not be considered as worship. He's describing worship and how you should worship the Brahman consciousness. Clear?
So this subtle I that you were talking about, right, in meditation, that is also present when you are aware, correct?
So there is a level of awareness. You can
Yeah,
hear?
I can hear now.
Huh.
I can hear now.
Yeah. So there is a level of awareness where the I as this body-mind complex called Ekta drops off. Yeah. You remember Asmita Anugama Samadhi? Yeah, from Patanjali. Yeah. Where the I completely drops off. But there is still the sensation that I am. That I am. Till the time it is there in you, you have not achieved that supreme level of meditation that he's talking about. Got it?
Up until today, it was just a concept. Because the moment you said it's a feeling, that's when you recognize, oh, right? Up until then, yeah, you know, there is ego, there is this and that. But you cannot recognize it because you didn't know what it was or how to recognize it. The moment you said it, right, then you have this vagueness that you recognize, ki koi to hai, there is someone.
Perfect. Even losing that awareness of I am is essential to reach that level of supreme meditation, he says. That sensation, it's just a sensation, it's not in words, you are not talking to yourself. Just that awareness is there. He's saying till the time that awareness is there, there is a separation between I and the Brahman. When that awareness of I drops off, when there's total nothingness, that is supreme meditation. Where it's like lights off, totally gone, boof. You can be in that kind of a state for years together and not know. You can be absolutely frozen in that state because I does not exist. There is no mind. There's nobody thinking. There's no recognition that there is a body or the body is sitting like this or the leg is paining. The awareness has gone beyond the body. You are not in the body anymore. When the identification with this body drops off, not in words, in sensation, in recognition, when that drops off, you reach the highest supreme meditation.
So I think a few years ago, Aditya gave this example that once you close your eyes, there is another pair of eyes which is open. Only when that closes, you can. That's what you were talking about, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Antarindriya, it is called. Yeah? Antarindriya is those indriyas which are inside, which are aware of the thoughts of sight, which are aware of the thoughts of sound, which are aware of the thoughts of taste and touch and smell. Yeah, they are antarindriya. Till the time that awareness of those is there, I am still in the body. I am still not in pure silence. When I go beyond them, even those antarindriya close, when I'm completely lights out, but I'm still not unconscious, that is essential. This lights out can happen in the night when you sleep. You're totally gone. You can be totally gone and still aware. That state is pure meditation. Clear?
One more question. So in order to expedite or at least nurture this process, pure concentration is the only way, right? Like not wavering, because now at least familiar there is antarindriya or there is a sensation of it. But how do you get there?
Just by pure observation. He's done the gap meditation before, no? He also told you what? Observe the breath going in all the way till the lotus and coming out all the way till Dvadashanta. Then observe the prana following in and out. That's all he taught you. Yeah. So if you want to follow Vasistha purely, he's saying just observe. Yeah. I'll tell you one more level deeper that we can go. This prana that you're observing from Dvadashanta to lotus and out and in, when you keep following it and longer than the 15 minutes, 20 minutes that you're doing, and you keep following it, suddenly something will happen where you start feeling prana all around. From this one little point or rope that you are following in and out, it starts becoming bigger. It becomes a big ball of energy going in and out and in, and that ball becomes so big, the whole body starts vibrating. And a point comes where there is no breath, there is just vibration. Yeah? But for that you have to sit and observe the prana for a longer time. Yeah? Especially because we are not monks in a monastery continuously doing this, right? We are just doing it once in a day. So it's like, you are going back to zero and starting every day. Again you're going back to zero. Again you're starting. Yeah. So a little more effort is required to experience that state. Yeah. Only for some time this effort will be required. Now don't get disheartened. Oh, I am a grahastha, I'm in grahastha ashram, I have a family. How can I practice like a monk continuously? Don't feel defeated by it. Recognize it that to achieve a certain state, I need so much effort. When I put that effort in sufficiently and reach a state, that state is like a milestone, then you don't come back down. For example, you started observing the prana going in and out, in and out. Now you don't have to make an effort, right? Initially you had to make a lot of effort. Initially you were so stuck with just observing the breath, it was so difficult to observe the prana behind it. Correct? Everybody is with me on that? Then you came to the state where you started observing the prana, but there's now no going back. Even 2 minutes you close your eyes, you get the prana. Right? So you achieve a milestone. After that, there is no going back. You will never lose it. Yeah? So you put in that amount of effort now, moving from just this little point of prana going in and out and really observing it grow. Yeah? You will come to that particular milestone where you just close your eyes and you start vibrating.
So the feeling of that vibration, at least what I experience, is like the air in the balloon is getting a sensation of air outside the balloon. So this body is feeling what's outside the body, which is also inside my body. That was one of the sensations I could relate to with the vibrations.
Very nice. Awesome. Great. Now everybody, don't try to compete with her. Oh, she got it, I have to get it. Yeah, this is another problem on the spiritual path. No spiritual competition, huh? The way she described might not be the way she actually experienced it. But that's the best description she can come up with. Get it? Everybody has their own individual experiences. Okay, na? And you have your own individual journey. So don't get into competition. Oh, she experienced, I have to also experience that balloon, the air inside and the air outside. Yeah, she's the creative artist. Yeah, creativity is just emanating out of Rupa. Yeah. You might experience it in a different way. Your experience is your true Swabhava Jnana. Stick to that. Okay, na? Great. Okay. Venkat, you had a question?
Yes. So when you said the unconsciousness when we go to sleep, the same feeling but consciousness as in meditation, how can you describe in detail, like maybe not catching that point?
Like you remember in Ashtavakra also I told you there is a fourth state where there's continuous awareness. Continuous awareness. Yeah? That's how Ashtavakra described it. That continuous awareness means what? Even if this body is sleeping, there is continuous awareness that the body is sleeping like this. I'm turning to the right or I'm turning to the left. Oh, my shoulder is paining. Or the pillow is not under my head. Yeah? Or my body is absolutely still. Yeah? It is absolutely relaxed. Complete awareness throughout the night is possible. Throughout your 8 hours, whatever, 6 hours, 10 hours of sleep, how much ever you sleep. Yeah? Continuous awareness, continuous unbroken awareness is possible during sleep as well. Yeah? It's a higher level of awareness. Yeah? We will do levels of awareness on the next page. Yeah? That's a higher level of awareness. And that can be attained by you. Yes. First, you have to really go deeper into this silence, this meditation, and start bringing it into life. First, this is just external worship. Remember? We'll go into internal worship. And you can really come to that.
I understand the point. The thing, when you meditate, awareness continuously and be consciousness and deeper into it. What is the deeper into meaning there? Like if you consciously there, are you not feeling your body, or like you don't know where you are? but you hear the sounds and you have this transformation.
No, you will not even hear the sounds. So there is a level where you hear everything. You know I am in this room. Yeah? You've lost awareness of the body, so there is no pain happening in the body. Yeah? There is no thoughts bothering you. Yeah? And you come to a state where there's silence, but now in this silence also there are levels of silence, okay? The first level of silence, this awareness of I am is there. This room, I'm aware where I am. I know I am in my house and meditating. Or I know I am at Sai Mandir and I'm meditating there. That awareness of I am and where I am, and I'm able to hear Gurudev. Yeah, when he says take your attention to this part of the body. There is a deeper level in that meditation where the awareness of I am, who I am, and where I am also drops off. Where you are in complete silence.
How do you differentiate from sleepiness of that one?
Sleep. You're saying is it? It's
Sleep. When you sleep, you don't do anything. And this one is also, you don't do the same thing? Or like,
Yes.
how do you differentiate?
It is very, very similar to sleep. The only difference is in sleep you are unconscious. Lights off. In this you are conscious. In sleep you can start snoring. Here you will not start snoring. Yeah? You are conscious, but you are so deep into silence, you will not be able to hear anything. Yeah? It's a totally different level, and that's what he is calling as supreme meditation. So now after reading this, we know now we've not even managed that 1 second. Any other question? No? All good? You know your homework, right? You have homework for all 7 days of the week. Every day sit and meditate. Every day. Not with an expectation, oh I have to hit silence, I have to hit silence. You are creating noise in your head. You will never be able to reach that silence. Just be. I'm just going to be. Just be. Okay? All good? Yeah? Okay. Chalo, we'll do the internal worship next week. Yeah? Till then, meditate. Yeah? I'll see you. Jai Gurudev.